Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the 2020 Always Mothers Luncheon. My name is Tiara M. Tucker, and I am so honored to be this year's Mistress of Ceremony. So, for the next few moments, we're going to welcome more and more people into the group. Thank you for joining this afternoon. You are about to embark upon an amazing, uplifting, empowering, and entertaining afternoon. For the next 1.5 hours, we are going to celebrate mothers, we're going to celebrate women, and we're going to celebrate what it means to support others. So, again, thank you for joining in. Thank you for inviting other people. Thank you for supporting a motivating love. So we're just going to wait for a few more people. But in the meantime, please add your name in the comments. Let us know where you're joining us from, whether you're from Dallas, the East Coast, the West Coast, South, outside of the United States of America. We want to know who you are and where you are. Let us know where are you from because we are so excited to be with you today. So right now, we are going to move forward with sharing this exciting video. If this is your first time joining Always Mother's Luncheon, then you're in for a real treat. If you've attended before in the past, then thank you, thank you, thank you. So right now, please take a look at this exciting video. Hello again, everybody. My name is Tiara M. Tucker, if you are just now joining, and I want to officially welcome you to the 2020 Always Mothers Luncheon, presented to you by A Motivating Love. I am so excited to be this year's MC for such an amazing event that celebrates and honors mothers, women all over the world, and people who are just truly all about empowering and supporting others and providing the resources that mothers and others need. So you are about to embark upon an amazing afternoon. So from 1 to 2:30 Central Time, you will be provided an amazing event with a wonderful guest speaker, Janet Bernstein, who will come up a little later, as well as interaction in the comments. So right now, before we really get started, I want to bring to the platform Miss Lisa Gray. So Lisa is the Assistant Executive Director of A Motivating Love, and she is the Thelma to the Louise of our event hostess, Miss Daphne. Lisa is the mother of two wonderful children, and she enjoys meeting people and building relationships with people from all walks of life. I have had the honor of getting to know Lisa. She makes me laugh. She is just an amazing human being. So please, let's give a virtual round of applause by an emoji or whatever it is that you want to add to the comments to welcome Miss Lisa as she opens us up with a prayer. Lisa, it's on you.
Thank you, Tiara. Normally, at this point in the luncheon, we'd be sitting around our tables with our family and friends, with the wait staff serving our meal, but not this year. But we're going to keep with our tradition of opening our luncheon with a prayer. So, would you please bow your heads and pray with me? Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us to celebrate and support each other, especially now with all the changes in our personal lives. We ask that you give us comfort and joy as we know this is only a season. Wrap your loving arms around us and take care of our needs as only you know how. Thank you for being our comfort and our protector. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen, amen, and amen. And as Lisa shared, this year's Always Mothers Luncheon evolved. We all know what's going on in the world. We're dealing with COVID-19. We're dealing with just living differently. So I commend A Motivating Love and the team for deciding to continue with their tradition of still hosting this amazing luncheon. They decided that, you know what, even if they couldn't go into a building to bring everybody together as they really hoped that they could, they wanted to connect people virtually. So thank you all for joining in. And if you're joining virtually, we want to know who you are. Add your name to the comments. Add your city. Let us know, where are you representing? And also, in the true nature of an Always Motivating Love event, we are going to take pictures. We're going to be fabulous. We're going to have fun, and we're going to be empowered. So we have a selfie contest. So here are the rules. Make sure your Facebook post is public and use hashtag AML 2020 virtual in the post to be eligible to win. So here are the rules. Number one, the person that has the most people that likes or comments, and you have to say, how are you supporting one another? Because this year's theme for Always Mothers Luncheon is support. So then the second way to win is posting your Always Mothers Luncheon past items. So display items that you've gotten from the past luncheons. Winners will be announced on Monday, May 4th at 10 a.m. So good luck. And I can't wait to post my selfie, and I look forward to seeing the selfies of others. So for those of you who are just joining, I want you to know a little bit more about A Motivating Love. A Motivating Love's goal is to provide emotional support and resources to assure women and mothers that they are enough. A Motivating Love is a nonprofit organization, and it assists mothers with their emotional health and maintaining their everyday lives via classes, support groups, and helping them to use their own inner strength. So this annual event, Always Mother's Luncheon, is more celebratory. So this year's theme is all about support, and less about being a mom. Now, obviously, we love the moms and we love everybody that is considered a mom, whether you're a godmother, a grandmother, an aunt, or whoever you may be. But we really, really, really intentionally want to focus on the theme of support and the emotional aspect for those that may or may not have their moms or their children in their lives. So, a motivating love provides mothers with support, diversity, resources, and empowerment. So, the question that I want everybody to think about throughout this event is support. How are you showing up? In particular, what does support mean to you? How do you support others through a new venture? And how do you support others in their time of need? And most importantly, although they all are very important, but who is supporting you? So again, throughout today, think about that theme of support. And again, we have a speaker coming up soon who's going to really, really tap into support even more. So as a reminder, this is a fundraising event. So this is the 4th anniversary of the Always Mothers Luncheon, and we would love your support. So if you want to support in any way outside of obviously being here, which is truly support, then there are many ways to support. You can go to the website to learn more. You can also go to the donation link by texting emotional to 44321. So again, this organization is committed and dedicated to supporting people. So support and resources and help from people all over the world are helping to make the mission come true. So thank you all again for being here. Continue to add your name, continue to add your comments because we're reading them, we're going to reply, and we want everybody to just feel connected for the next hour and a half. So right now, I want to acknowledge some other supporters. So it's always an honor to have vendors. So this year, again, because this is a virtual event, we are honored to have some virtual vendors with us today. So right now, I want to acknowledge 2 of the virtual vendors. So I want to begin with Paparazzi Jewelers. So the AML 2020 Vendor Spotlight. So owner Tracy Johnson of Royal Diva Jewels for $5 wants to change the way people look and feel about themselves and their jewelry choices. Royal Diva Jewels for $5 first debuted at AML 2018 and are here again today as a virtual vendor. So check them out at Royal Diva Jewels for $5.com. So welcome, Tracy Johnson. Thank you for your support. And please be sure to support Tracy in her endeavor. Thank you so much. The second vendor that I want to acknowledge right now is Pure Romance. So with items in bath, beauty, and bedroom accessories, it's easy to find something that you will want, says Carmen Oakley, self-pronounced sexual wellness educator with Pure Romance. So thank you for your support and being a virtual vendor at AML 2020. Please, please, please support this organization. Check them out. Visit SERABELA.com. And during times like this, I'm sure we all can enjoy a little Pure Romance from time to time, right? So thank you for that support of being a 2020 vendor. Awesome. So right now, I am so excited to introduce today's keynote speaker. So every year there's a special speaker, there's a special presentation, there's something special about the Always Mothers Luncheons. But this one in particular, we're so excited to announce Janet Bernstein. So Janet meeting her recently, and she is just a jewel. Janet is the mother of 3, bonus mom of 2, and grandmother to be. So congratulations on your new bundle of joy. She's married to the love of her laughter, Harold. Janet is an author and the founder of the Every Heart Project, to which she has shown so much support and given countless hours of advice and appreciation to the ladies in her group. She is adored by so many people, and Janet, you definitely have a new fan in me. Her spirit of empowering women is exactly why she has been chosen, even before last year's event, to be a speaker at an Always Mother's Luncheon. So welcome her as she speaks on this year's theme of support. So please give a round of applause in the comments, whether it's a heart, whatever emoji that you want to use to represent Janet Bernstein. Welcome to the stage, Miss Janet Bernstein.
Thank you, Tiara. Oh my gosh, I am so excited to be here. As Tiara said, I knew I was going to be this year's keynote speaker over a year ago. And I remember a year ago this weekend sitting at the 2019 luncheon, watching the interactions at the tables, and I really felt this incredible honor that I got to be the speaker for 2020. I have been in so much prayer and meditation and thinking about what I wanted to deliver so that I could really uplift the hearts of the people who were going to attend. And then fast forward, we are in this crazy time where none of us can get together. We can't have these gatherings, so we had to get creative. And I, first of all, really want to applaud the A Motivating Love team, including the background helpers and supporters, for making this completely virtual. This is not an easy task. So please share this video even after. Let this go across the world and go viral, because the people who are putting this together are changing lives and really trying to make a difference. And this is really hard to do. So first of all, please do that. Okay, second of all, we're going to get started. So this year's theme is support. Now, but when I was doing a little checking, I always go to the dictionary, I always go to the thesaurus. I am a writer and I am a total lover of words. I'm a wordy nerdy. And I looked up the word support in the dictionary, and a couple of things popped up. So first of all, I find it really interesting that the word support is both a noun and a verb. So while we talk about support, there are different ways that support is happening in our lives. So the noun can mean encouragement, approval, or comfort. The verb, on the other hand, could be giving encouragement or approval or comfort. The other definition I found was the act of showing interest in the concern of others or of something. Obviously, you guys are here live, tuning in, commenting. I love seeing all the comments from all over the country. You're here because you are supporting us. You are supporting Always Mother's Luncheon and A Motivating Love. And I just want to say thank you again for doing that. So when we talk about support, I know that a lot of things probably come to mind. You're probably thinking support means, showing up. Support means liking my friend's post. And actually, before we get to any of that part of support, I want to start with something as simple as our own cups. So first of all, I brought a cup with me today. It is pretty much my only visual. Those who have heard me speak in keynotes, I always have some sort of visual. So I chose a New York cup. And the reason I chose New York is because right now, New York is really the heart of where everything is happening with the pandemic. So all of our thoughts and prayers, we need to be sending those to New York so that they can get through this really difficult time. I also chose this because the founder of A Motivating Love is from New York. So a little shout out to the founder, and you'll hear about her a little bit later. So when we talk about support, it's really easy to say what we all should be doing. We're probably seeing a lot of it on social media right now. You should be doing this. You should be doing that. We should be doing this. And at the end of the day, we really should be focusing on ourselves. So in order to show up and support others, we really have to show up and support ourselves first. So the reason I chose the cup is, here's the deal. If someone comes up to you and says, here's what I need. I need a drink of water. If you look in your cup and you've got some water, you can go and pour them a little bit of water. If they keep coming up to you, and everybody is coming up to you, and moms especially, grandmas, stepmoms, we all know this, we are asked all the time to spare. Can you give me some? Please, please, please help me. Here's the deal though, if we're not pouring into our own cups, we have nothing to give. So I know it's cliche. I know we've all heard, you have to fill your own cup first. We've heard about the put your mask on first. I want you to forget everything you've heard, and I want you to act as if you're hearing it again for the first time. Because here's the deal. We've all heard these things. We've been told them. We've been reminded. And for whatever reason, sometimes it just doesn't stick. I would venture to say, wherever you are watching from right now, you are probably a little overwhelmed. You might be a little emotional. You might have been irritable just 10 minutes before this thing started. You might have snapped at a kid, snapped at a husband. Maybe that's just me. Here's the deal though. Our cups right now are probably running empty. And I want to focus on how we fill our cups up, because if our cups are not filled, we cannot support anybody else. We cannot dish it out and give it to other people if our cups are empty. So I'm going to talk about the 4 things that you are going to use to fill your cup. All right. This is a good time to take notes if you are a note taker. All right. So first of all, we have 4 pillars of self-support. So before we can go out there and say, I'm going to serve, I'm going to help, I'm going to pour into these people, we need to make sure that our 4 pillars of self-support are completely filled to the brim. We want our cup overflowing with these things so that when someone comes by and they need some, we have plenty to give. All right. I want you guys to be commenting in the comments if you are feeling this. And I really want to change some hearts today. Okay. So number 1, your pillar of self-support is physical. So there's a lot of evidence out there that when our physical needs are not being met, it's almost impossible to show up for other people. Physical needs are things like food. We know we're supposed to be nourishing our bodies with food. And I'm not going to judge anybody. I've seen some posts though. I know you guys are maybe not nourishing with food, or maybe you are nourishing a little too much with food. I've seen a couple things that said we need to wear a mask when going to the refrigerator. And I think that some days that might be true as well. But when we nourish our bodies with the right foods, we are literally pouring our cup. We are literally filling it up with fuel. Food is fuel. So if you don't learn anything today on any of the other points, I really want you to ask yourself, what food is giving you fuel? What food is nourishing you? And that's really a hard question for everybody to answer. And there's no judgment here. I always say more empathy and less judgment. And I really mean that with all my heart. Only you know what nourishes you. Only you know what makes you sluggish. So you've got to choose the right foods for you. The second part of physical is water. So I pretty much have my water bottle next to me at all times. And for those who have known me a long time, this is a tough habit for me to form. We all know we need water. If we don't have enough water, we get dehydrated. It causes things like brain fog, headaches, laziness, sluggishness, bad sleep. There's so many things that water does for our bodies, and it is so easy to come by in most of our areas. Most of us are blessed to have amazing sources of water. You may have sparklets delivered to your house. You may be able to buy bottled water, like it's no problem. Some people out there don't have that. So we've got to do better with our resources, but water is really, really important. Number 3 is exercise. So even if you are not at the gym right now, which none of us should be, you can be in your own home gym. You can do yoga. You can do Pilates on your floor. My personal favorite is I just put in earbuds and I blast Pandora music and I dance around the house. And honestly, it makes my dogs kind of freak out at times, but it makes me feel great. It gets my body moving, it gets my heart rate moving, and I feel amazing afterwards. So they recommend 30 minutes a day of movement. Honestly, it's not that big. And right now, what more time do you have? You guys can go walking outside too. Walking the dog's highly recommended. So exercise, we need to be moving our bodies. Other types of exercise, walking, dancing, yoga, and even biking. Of course, doing it carefully and safely. Make sure you wear a helmet. That's a big thing for bikers around my house. You have to wear a helmet. The next one is sunlight and fresh air. So if you've ever struggled with anything like anxiety or depression, you know your first instinct is to just lay on the couch. It might be to rest, to hibernate. Maybe you're choosing some bad foods, but the last thing you want to do is walk outside. And sometimes it's because we know we need to do it. And right now is no different. If you are struggling with lockdown, with quarantine, with loss of income, with mental illness, whatever it is you're struggling with, I guarantee if you go outside, kick off your shoes and stand on the grass, you're probably going to feel a lot better. And I know this firsthand. So I know preaching to the choir, like that's kind of a cliche term, but I'm going to just tell you, I'm the choir. I'm out there with you. I promise. On days that I don't feel like I'm motivated, I literally have to go outside and motivate myself. So get some vitamin D, grounding, breathing, gardening, walking. There's so many ways you can do it, but soak up that sunlight. And it should be a little bit easier in most parts of the country as we're starting to finally have some warmer temperatures. And then the final one of physical is sleep. And oh my gosh, I don't know about you, but ever since all this stuff started happening, I've had to take extra steps to make sure that I am sleeping well. So you may find that unplugging your phone or putting it on Do Not Disturb at night might be vital for you. Things like not watching the news before bedtime. I personally don't watch the news hardly at all. It puts me in a really bad mood. And so I'm taking extra steps to make sure that I'm sleeping better. Taking a warm bath, maybe keeping your room cooler at night. Maybe now's the time for an upgrade. Maybe you need new bedding or a new pillow. Really try to make your bedroom a safe sanctuary so that you feel nurtured and you can sleep comfortably. And remove distractions. I hate to say it, but sometimes the phone in the room is a huge distraction and we just might need to move it at least for a little while until we see the benefits, and then we remind ourselves why we don't have to be attached to our phones. All right, so we're talking about our coffee cup, right? So we've just filled with the physical needs. So number 2, we are moving on to our spiritual needs. So spiritual is really huge right now. You're probably finding that you have a lot more time by yourself or in your own thoughts. And this is a great time to really re-energize yourself with that spiritual or religious connection. So if you are a church-going person, you may be struggling a little bit, missing out on going to church every Sunday. This is a great time to create a new routine. Perhaps you're watching church online or you're listening to worship music on your phone. You can have church anywhere. You can have church in your car with the sunroof open. So I really want you to try to tap into how you can bring church to you. Other spiritual ways is meditation. I highly recommend meditation. If you do not know, there is several free resources out there, but one of them in particular is my favorite. It's called Insight Timer. It's absolutely free. And you can do all sorts of guided meditations, but you can also do just plain meditation where it plays music and you can allow your own thoughts to go. Highly recommend that. The other part is affirmations. I really want you to focus on what can you tell yourself that's powerful? How can you rebuild yourself? How can you refill your cup in a loving way? Really, really remind yourself. I love this quote by Brene Brown. If you don't know Brene Brown, you absolutely have to follow her. She's magnificent. She talks about talk to yourself how you would talk to someone you love. I absolutely love that because we are so quick to reach out to others and to try to help them, to build them up, to pour love into them. And then when we do something wrong, we really kick ourselves. We hold ourselves to such a higher standard and we just don't give ourselves any slack. So I really want you to focus on building yourself back up. All right, so the first pillar was physical, the second was spiritual, and now we're going to move on to the third, which is emotional. So emotional is really making sure that you have the tools you need to juggle everything, which is emotions, all the frustrations that you're going to hit on a daily basis. There are different ways that I recommend dealing with that. A lot of the women in my own personal life We love to talk about journaling and the power of journaling. If you've never done journaling, I highly recommend you start and just try it. And don't try to censor what you write, just write. You'll be amazed at what comes out, how easy it is, and how addictive it can be. Mental health, the reason we talk so much about mental health is when it comes to support, that's really what we're missing in our world right now is we have support for everybody until they start falling apart. And then we just don't know how to show up for them. But number one, you need to be making sure you are filling your own cup. Because if you are struggling with anxiety or depression, it's going to be really hard for you to reach out and love other people if your cup is literally empty and you are struggling. So journaling, self-love, self-care. There's a lot of buzzwords out there when it comes to self-care, like bubble baths and massages. But, I think the one thing being quarantined for the last almost 2 months has really taught me is that self-care is a lot more than going out and spending money to make yourself feel good. It's about learning how to feel good with what you already have. And that's really when it comes down to it, that's gratitude. All right. And then number 4 on the pillars of self-love is social. So social is probably what a lot of us are really craving right now. And I think that if you didn't believe in the power of social connection before, maybe you've realized it in the last 30 or 45 days. People like your family, your friends, those that you weren't able to see in the last couple of months, you may be realizing, oh my gosh, I really miss that person. And there's a reason, as humans, especially as women, as moms, as grandmas, coworkers, we form very tight relationships with other people. And it's really important that we are nurturing those things, even when we're not allowed to nurture them in person. So many of you are showing up here online today, even though you probably have a million other things you could be doing. And what you're doing is you're filling part of your social cup. Every time you reach out and you do one of those Zoom calls, make sure you're wearing pants, by the way. I want to say that. When you're doing those Zoom calls, you are nurturing those social connections. So other ways that you can refill your cup when it comes to social is community and small groups. So right now there's a lot of online groups that have been forming or that have been there forever. And you can tap right into there. So if you are feeling down or depressed or sad or just completely disconnected, that's the time you've got to pay attention and pour back into your cup. If your cup is empty and there's nothing in there with those social connections, you've got to fill that cup. You've got to find more social connections. We are not meant to do this alone. Hundreds of years ago, we were in villages and tribes, and we raised our children together. We did life together. Everything was together. Only in the last 100 years or so have we become this self-reliant generation of humans, and we weren't meant to do that. We are meant to have people around us. There's a reason why when you get together with a group of girlfriends over brunch and you laugh out loud, you leave there on the way home thinking, oh my gosh, it's what I needed most. And there's a reason for that. So pay attention to that. No matter what you're going through right now, find a way to nurture that social pillar. There is definitely someone out there that's feeling the same way as you. And when you all get together on a chat, magic happens. If you're missing your church community, most of the churches are streaming online. A lot of the small groups are finding ways to connect online. My daughter's church is doing teen Zoom calls where they have separate Zoom rooms for the girls of a certain age to be in and the boys of another age to be in. And they're all interacting with each other just as if they were at church. It's not the same. Let's be real. It's not the same. But we've got to do something. We've got to do something to fill that gap. All right? Okay, so we're going to recap. We had 4 pillars of self-support. We started with physical, we went into spiritual, then we went into emotional, and then we went into social. And what happens is when we put ourselves first and we figure out that we've covered all those bases, we have a full cup. We feel balanced, we feel supported by ourselves. And then when someone says, I need help, we're not feeling that imbalance elsewhere, and we're able to see how we can best serve them. So I really hope that this hit home for you. Okay, so now when we talk about supporting others, now that your cup is full, how can you support others? Okay, I've created just a short list, so we're almost done. So keep that pen going. We're going to take a few more notes. So first of all, in order to really support others, your friends, your family, whoever's in your charge, you have to show up. You got to show up online. You've got to show up to events. You've got to show up for birthday calls. You've got to do all those things. If you're not showing up, you're not able to really pour into someone. The number one thing you can say to someone is, I hear you, I see you, and I'm here. That's huge. If you're not around, how do I know that you support me? So you've got to show up. A lot of people think it's financial, or it's not. It's not financial. You just show up. You make an effort and you be there. Number 2 is respond. So when someone sends you a text, when someone calls you, when someone sends you a message, we've gotten into this really horrible habit of just being silent. Maybe we don't know what to say, or we don't know how to respond to them, or whatever reason, and we're just not saying anything. Instead of saying, I'm sorry this happened to you, we're just going silent. And when you're silent, that other person does not know you are there. Silence does not equal support. We have to show up and we have to respond. Number 3 is serve. Now, I know a lot of the women I'm seeing in the comments, because I know many of you, you guys are service-oriented people. You guys love to serve. There's different ways to serve, though. A lot of people think, if I don't have money to give, I can't serve. That's absolutely not true. You can donate your time. You can pick up food for someone. You can drop off a plant. You can just show up and make them smile. There's so many ways to serve that don't involve finances. So really try to think, how can you serve? Number 4 is encourage. So encouragement costs you absolutely nothing. If someone posts something on social media and says, I'm starting a new business, they're not asking you to buy from them. They're not asking you to sign up with them. They're just saying, I'm starting a new business. And here's what they want. They want you to say, yes, go girl. I'm supporting you. I'm cheering for you. That's all they want. It is so easy to encourage. It's absolutely free. And I'll tell you right now, it's absolutely intoxicating when you start doing it. It's infectious. Next time you're on social media, here's your challenge. Here's some homework. Those of you know that coach with me or have been with me, I always give homework. In your social media over the next 2 days, I want every single post you see that warrants any type of encouragement, I want you to encourage. I want you to like the post. I want you to comment. I want you to say, yes, girl, I'm cheering for you, or way to go, brother, whatever it is. I want you to comment and I want you to cheer for each other. It is infectious. Encouragement costs nothing. All right, the next one is refer. So if someone has a business, if someone is out there, hitting the pavement and trying hard, how can you help them? Who can you refer? Is there a client you can refer? Is there a partner you can refer? These things cost nothing, absolutely nothing. I'm always in my newsfeed thinking, ooh, who can I refer to that person? This is really important too, because we want to be connectors. That also fills the social cup. When we connect people, it makes us feel good, because we're not only connecting someone here that we trust and someone here that we love, we're connecting them together. And that's another pillar of social. All right, the next one is listen. So a lot of us, especially those of us who like to talk, guilty, have a hard time listening. But here's the magic. When you are quiet and you listen, you learn so much more. Someone will always talk more if they feel that they have the space to do it. There's something I love, a phrase that's been used for a while called holding space. So to hold space for someone is to essentially let them speak, to let them enter the conversation. There are some personality types that if there's not a pause, they never enter the conversation. So for some of us who like to talk a lot and we don't like a pause, guilty, we forget to give them space to enter the conversation. So that's really, really important. All right, the final piece of how to support others is showing gratitude. So gratitude is one of those things. It is such a buzzword, and that's disappointing to me because it's such a magical word. Gratitude is really the part of our lives that make everything worth it. When someone says, oh my gosh, I sent you a card, I'm sorry for your mother's loss or whatever it is, they send you something. Being grateful is acknowledging. So when we acknowledge that someone has shown up for us, now we are filling our own cup, but we're filling their cup too. And that's really, really huge. So the other part of the homework is I really want you guys to focus on how you can show up with gratitude with those in your lives. Thank you notes, thank you emails, reaching out and just saying thank you to the people that are showing up for you. There are a lot of people showing up in big ways right now. And then there's a lot of people that are kind of quiet. And you know what? Whether you are on one side or the other, there are people showing up for you. And I really want you to focus on who those people are, how you can recognize them, and how you can pour into their cups. Because here's the deal. If someone is not showing up, if they've gone quiet, I bet their cup is empty. And this is a great time to just reach out and say, hey, girl, I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing okay. Is there anything I can do for you? And then be quiet. See what she says. Sometimes I've done this in my own friendships and I've reached out and said that. And I've always been so amazed when they come back and say, thank you for reaching out. I lost an animal this week, or, whatever it is. There's a reason they've gone quiet. And a lot of time it's because their cup is completely empty and they don't know how to fill it right now. And so you can help fill that. You can help. So here's the great thing. When we take those 4 pillars of self-support and we fill ourselves up, everywhere we go, we've got stuff just spilling out. We've got plenty of gratitude for others. We are able to help others. We can say, oh, you're not sleeping? Girl, here's what I did. Oh, you're having a hard time getting water? Here's what I did. That's the magic of your own cup being full. When your cup is empty, it's kind of like watching your cell phone battery go down to 0. It's like all you keep doing is like, oh, it's almost over. And you're trying to conserve. So really think about when your cup is getting empty and you're trying to conserve, there's definitely nothing to give to others. So when we talk about support, and I've just got a few minutes left here, so I'm going to wrap this up. When we talk about support, we've got to fill our cups. We've got to do whatever we can to put ourselves first. And it is not selfish, ladies and gentlemen, it is not selfish. You cannot do anything with an empty cup. You can't fill anybody else's cup. You can't nourish yourself. You can't do anything if that cup is empty. So during this time, it may be really tempting to just want to curl up in the corner and stare at the bottom of your empty cup. I might have done that a couple of days. But why don't we focus on refilling it? So how can you refill your cup today so that you can show up for others? All right. Thank you all for having me. Please, please keep sharing this information, and please donate to Always Mother's Luncheon. And they are going to share some more information about how to do that now. And I'm going to turn it right back over to our amazing MC, Tiara.
Thank you so much, Janet. I was taking so many notes. So I have notes galore. So thank you so much for filling our cups. My cup is filled. Thank you so much. In particular, I just want to highlight a couple of things that were my major takeaways. The pillars of self-support that Janet just shared. The physical needs. Janet, I need to sign up on Amazon for the refrigerator mask, okay? Because if I go to that refrigerator one more time to get something that I don't need, it's going to be a problem. But because you're now my support system, make sure you respond when I reach out, okay? Because I'm going to need some support with the refrigerator that I keep going to. Janet mentioned the spiritual needs, whether it's meditation or whatever it is that gets you through moments. And I love, Janet, when you mentioned the affirmations. I am a firm believer of the power of affirmations. In fact, when you said that, I jotted down, I am amazing. So I want to encourage everybody right now in the comments feed, type in I am amazing. Because I want all of you to speak into the atmosphere that you are amazing, whether you're a mother, whether you're a child, whatever you are, whoever you are. Always remember that you are amazing and you can do all things. Nothing is too hard. No situation in life is too difficult. Also, I loved the emotional piece, the emotional pillar. And with this being the start of Mental Health Awareness Month, there are people going through so many things right now, whether it's emotional or mental. So it's so important now than any other time for people just to think about how are they pouring into themselves and how are they pouring into others. And the social piece, Janet, you were dead on with the social piece. Social connections are so important, in particular this event. So once again, thank you, A Motivating Love, for hosting this event right now where we're able to just take a pause and socially connect with each other. So I also love, Janet, the ways that we can support others. Show up. Everybody who joined in today, you did just that. You showed up. You were here to support this amazing organization who continues to show up for others within the community and all over the world with their efforts. Also, Janet mentioned responding. So that's a big one, respond. She mentioned serve. Serving is just so big and so critical because we're living a life where it's so important to serve, it's so important to give, it's so important to live a selfless life where we're looking at the bigger picture and how can we help to make the world a better place. And I love when you mention encourage, refer, listen, and show gratitude. So I want to show my gratitude to you, Janet, for that amazing presentation. I also want to take a moment and show my gratitude to the founder of this amazing organization and this amazing luncheon, Miss Daphne Anderson. Thank you for having me as the MC, and thank you for stepping out on faith and believing in your vision to have this organization, to have this luncheon, and to continuously go after your dreams and touch lives. So, as Janet said, you go, girls. So, at this point in the event, again, continue to like it, continue to share it. It's not too late to host a watch party or share this event with others who you really think will get something out of it. So I also want to acknowledge that you do have the opportunity to express and share your thoughts and your comments about the event. So there is a survey available. So if you want to reach out, you can go to bit.ly/AML20 survey. So only good responses, okay? I'm just saying, that's just my caveat, that only the good responses. But no, honestly, they definitely want your feedback. So please share your thoughts. Also, please post using hashtag AML2020 if you are going to take part in the selfie challenge, the selfie contest. Please post a public picture, post a picture of yourself, let everybody know what event you attended today, and use hashtag AML2020 and hashtag AML2020 virtual. We want to see those beautiful smiling faces all day and all weekend, because a smile is really contagious. So I also want to acknowledge right now 2 other virtual vendors. So earlier today, if you're just now joining us, I recognize Paparazzi Jewelers, Miss Tracy Johnson. I also recognize Pure Romance, Miss Carmen Oakley. So right now, I want to welcome and acknowledge another vendor. So the AML 2020 Vendor Spotlight, Miss Rashmi. So she is the owner of LuLaRoe. So she first debuted during the AML 2018 event, and she's returning again this year. So thank you so much for being a virtual vendor. She gets to grow a community of women who are absolutely amazing, as all of you are, and fashionable, while showing their confidence and independence. So shop with her, contact her at shop.lularoe bless bless.com/RASHMIMISHRA. So thank you for your support once again. So the next vendor that I want to highlight is Always Making Designs. So this is an amazing duo. So it's also a mother-daughter duo. So they debuted last year in 2019, and they're back again in 2020. So this will be their second year with us. So welcome back, ladies. Please check out their handmade, one-of-a-kind jewelry at alwaysmatchingdesigns.com. Alwaysmatchingdesigns.com. So happy Mother's Day to you, a mother and daughter duo, and happy Mother's Day to all of the other mothers on today. So again, I hope that you all have enjoyed this event. It's not over yet, but I just want to once again just say thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for taking time in your day to be here to connect virtually with women all over the nation who wanted to just come together to celebrate, the fact that we woke up to live another day. And as I said earlier, and I'll continue to say, always remember, you are amazing. Thank you so much for supporting this organization. Again, this is the annual signature fundraising event, Always Mothers Luncheon. So feel free to support in any way, whether it's financial, because the events that are taking place are supporting others throughout the nation, and it is truly a blessing. So right now, I want to bring back to the platform Miss Lisa. Miss Lisa is going to introduce the founder of this wonderful organization. Take it away, Lisa.
Thanks, Tiara. This year, I get the pleasure to introduce our founder and executive director. But before I do that, let me give you a little background on our history together. I first met Daphne about 12 years ago when her daughter was in braces. She wasn't like most moms that sit quietly in the waiting room. No, this lady had some sass. Our personalities clicked right away. Her daughter finished her treatment, and I didn't see her very often. Then it came time for her son to have treatment. She brought in the mini-me version of her into the office for his turn. Our friendship reconnected, but this time it was more than just a mom sitting in the waiting room. It was a real friendship. She invited me to join her nonprofit as the sponsorship director. But within a year, she added more to my position. I became the assistant executive director. With my new role, the dynamic duo of SAS was formed. I enjoy every minute we spend together, whether we're just sitting down having girl talk or working AML trying to get new sponsors. Daphne has a dream and goals, and so much planned for the luncheon and a motivating love for the next couple of years. It's kind of scary, but I am so glad to be on this roller coaster with her. I'm proud to call her my friend, so please welcome our founder and executive director, Daphne Anderson.
Oh, wow. I'm speechless, and for me, that is something hard to do, but a feat nonetheless. So thank you so much for that memorable introduction, Lisa. Yeah, dynamic duo of sass. I'm the good sass, though, you know. Anyways, hello, everybody. How are you doing out there? Thank you so much for attending the 4th annual Always Mothers Luncheon. I am excited. I was nervous. Many emotions. As you all know, I love this event, and to sashay down the walkway and show my heels and my outfits, and I couldn't do all that today. But don't worry about it. I have a full-length picture that I will be displaying soon to rock the shoes and show you all what I look like today. But for those for the first time joining us, I hope you really enjoyed yourself. Let me tell you, it's been a whirlwind of a day, but it's been a beautiful blessing of a day as well. So let me get through my little speech real fast, and then I have a little piece of an announcement as well. Here we go. So on behalf of the board of A Motivating Love, the team of Always Mothers Luncheon, and myself, we would like to thank you for taking time out of your day to join us for our 4th annual luncheon. Even though we didn't serve up any edible food, we did serve up support and food for thought of one another. I would like to thank Frisco Kids Dentistry, Raising Cane's, Palmer's, the Gaucher Law Firm, and our 2020 corporate sponsor, RX Smile Orthodontics, for supporting our organization and events. Thank you to our Mistress of Ceremony this afternoon, Miss Tiara M. Tucker of Tiara Public Relations Network. You did a fabulous job, sweetheart. Thank you to Janet Bernstein, our speaker, and thank you for filling my cup today. I mean, seriously, it was not what I expected, but so much what we needed, and I appreciate that so much. Definitely, the cup represents me and a little bit of the sass that I got. All right. But that's that New York in me. You know, New York really needs our support, as well as all the other cities and countries and states out there that are going through this unfortunate pandemic. I can't do all this, but I got it. Where am I at? Oh, okay. And I also want to thank Strong Woman Love. They are the pre-registration sponsor that for their gift of also our virtual vendors. Strong Women Love donated some items that we're going to be sending to those that pre-registered. Like I said, pre-registration has its perks. So I do also hope that you shop with their sites for our virtual vendors. All of their links have been added to the Facebook page, and as well as they'll be on the newsletter coming out shortly. And then also to Bright Girl Media, who took a huge stress off of me today by handling all of our technical behind the scene work. Thank you, because Lisa said she wasn't ready to do it, honey. I have to reach out and shout out to Embassy Suites by Hilton, Dallas Park Central, for the use of their boardroom throughout the luncheon planning season. We have called you home for the past 4 years, and Erin, you and your team have always been phenomenal. Thank you, and we can't wait to see you again next year. Thank you to Perfect T-shirts for our luncheon and You Are Not Alone shirts. They are posted on our website at alwaysmothersluncheon.org, as well as our organization page of amotivatinglove.org. And to Gracepour for guiding, supporting, and loving us along this journey. All of the pillars that Janet mentioned today are exactly what you are about. And that's why we are so blessed, so thankful, and so humble to have you on our side to constantly pour grace into us. Thank you so much. And big hugs to the Always Mothers Luncheon team. Without these ladies, none of this would be possible. On behalf of our parent organization, A Motivating Love, we would like to invite you to our upcoming virtual event, Let It All Out, on Saturday, June 13th from 10 to 12:30. It's a free event with a panel of about 5 mothers: Avia Gaucher, Melody Self, Dina McRory, Maria Green, and Chase Martin. They'll be answering everyday life questions on how they are handling some of the same situations we are living and having an event party. So please register today at amlletitalout.eventbrite.com. And finally, I'm so excited to announce that next year's luncheon will be an evening gala. The 2021 gala will be held on Saturday, May 1st from 6 to 10 p.m. This will be a formal cocktail attire event with free valet for all of our attendees. You do not want to miss out. We will have raffles, awards, special guests, and so much more. Tickets will go on sale soon, so stay tuned and subscribe to our newsletter for early bird specials and information. Our keynote speaker is a National Book Award winner, author of Stand from the Beginning and How to Be an Anti-Racist, Dr. Ibram X. Kendi. We look forward to seeing everyone in person next year. And again, thank you for attending, and please fill out the survey. Have a wonderful remainder of the day. My little announcement, off script, here we go. I just want to say thank you. That's it. I just wanted to say thank you. This has truly been an eye-opening experience to see how everybody can rally around each other with COVID-19, regardless of where you are or what you're doing. It's wonderful to support one another that way. It's been overwhelming, the support that I've seen from people to sharing this event. some that have never heard of it before, and some that have always heard but unable to attend. I say thank you from the bottom of my heart. The team and I love it. The team and I enjoy what we do. And the organization is here just to grow for you. A Motivating Love truly is a gift from God that was downloaded to me. And I'm just trying to be his servant and do what I need to do for that. Truly, truly believe me when I say thank you. If my pride wasn't so much or whatever the case, I'd probably drop a tear. But, you know, if you know me, ain't happening, loves. But again, thank you so much. And I hope you truly did enjoy Always Mother's Luncheon 2020. Have a great afternoon.